Hello everyone, Mr. Daydream here. Welcome to the show. As you all probably know, I'm a huge fan of art. I love going to art museums and take a journey through the world of human imagination and creativity, where artists express their experience, emotions, memories with fantastic pieces of artwork. It's one of those things that makes me grateful to live in this world. But of course, there always has to be some idiot to ruin it all. Now, I've already made an episode about modern art a while back. In it, I was expressing frustration on how unbelievably lazy art has become. It has now gotten to the point to where anything can be considered art. Yes, anything. Like that half-eaten burrito in your fridge, or that crumbled receipt in your back pocket. Heck, these curtains here are art. This nose is art. I'm art. This show is art. No, that's just stupid. Remember when art used to be something to cherish?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Now it's just an overused noun used to classify anything, really. But regardless, let's take another journey through the crazy world of art. I don't know why, but me trying to act whimsical just doesn't suit me at all. Despite looking like this. Instead of creating art, why don't you just become the artwork? Then performance art is for you. Things such as a dance, a play, or whatever the heck this is. Now, just to make one thing clear, I have nothing against performance art. It's really fun to watch, and it can get really creative and mind-blowing sometimes. I've taken many art classes over the years, such as painting, drawing, sculpturing, 2D design, and of course, animation. But the one type of art I've never tried is performance art. I just can't see myself doing it. I would get too embarrassed, and I get way too stressful in front of a large crowd. So I prefer to just watch. While many types of performance art exists, the ones that I truly can't comprehend are the ones that are so random, so bizarre, you'll wonder if the artist is mentally ill. Maybe that's the beauty of it? I don't know. But if you're a performance artist, you sometimes have to stop and think to yourself,
is this really what I want to be known for?
I just don't understand the thought process behind it. Like, imagine dressing up like a Viking and throwing buttered pancakes onto an empty canvas. Or taking a bath in a tub full of pina colada while singing The Little Drummer Boy. Yes, it's strange, but somewhat creative in a random way. But what is it supposed to achieve? Doing something no one has ever done before? Is it really worth it if it makes you look like a deranged lunatic? Now, I'm not saying that these are terrible. They're just bizarre. Also, if I pronounce some of these names wrong, I'm an idiot. Here's one by Rachel Mason, who is reenacting Paul Rance's 13-hour filibuster. Well, that doesn't sound too weird. Except she performs it while looking like this.
Americans could be killed in a cafe in San Francisco, or in a restaurant in Houston, or at their home in Bowling Green, Kentucky, is an abomination.
What? I mean, can you imagine someone dressing up like a freak, talking with a strange voice, acting all weird, and makes videos on the internet for everyone to see? Yeah, neither can I. Now here we have Abraham, Poincheval, who slept in a dead bear for 2 weeks. Wait, what? Yes, he lived in a hollowed-out bear for 2 weeks, equipped with food, water, a toilet of some kind, and a bunch of other stuff. But the strangest has to be this guy. If you've watched a bunch of videos that talk about disturbing YouTube channels, you've probably seen this guy a number of times. This is all he does. He just sits in front of the camera for 4 hours straight, smiling. And that's not all. Look at how many videos he's made. Like, look at how many there are. This is... I don't even know what art is anymore. Is it something you put in soup? The next one is quite disturbing. We have this performance art titled I Miss You by Frank B. Now obviously I can't show you the video because there's a lot of blood, but maybe a little snippet. Nah, never mind. The next performance art is titled Shrapnel by Adrian Parsons. Now what could this one be about? Let's see, a man who has what? He then does it with a dull Swiss. What? And then proceeds to stuff it in the. What? I don't want to talk about performance art anymore. It's just. Like, is this something really to be proud of? Like, I don't think I can live a normal life by doing bizarre stuff like this. Like, imagine if I was a performance artist and you asked me what my most famous work is, and I'll be like, oh, the one where I was wearing a suit and tie with red oven mittens, wearing a pig mask, taking a shower in grape juice, all while holding a VHS copy of the movie Napoleon Dynamite. You'll probably never look at me the same way ever again. And of course, these artists always have a purpose or meaning behind their performances, such as, it's about the fragile nature of the human soul. It defines the true intentions of benevolent memories that plague us all. And a bunch of other stupid things like that. My only problem is that if we didn't get the message from watching it, and it requires you to explain it to us afterwards, then the performance didn't convey that message very well. Again, I have nothing against these people. If they enjoy doing what they do, that's great. But to me, this type of performance art just isn't my cup of tea. Or rather, my cup of spaghetti sauce mixed with Diet Pepsi with a hint of pineapple. Ugh, this stuff is getting into my head. I should probably move on to the next topic. In an earlier episode I made about modern art, I talked about this specific type of art that I really hate. I referred it as simplicity art. Artwork so lazy, so bland, it makes the coffee stain you made on your desk look like effort. They shouldn't even be considered art, nor do they deserve any form of praise or attention. But as we all know, anything is art. That's the only excuse you'll ever need. So even though these things are extremely simple to make, they can apparently fetch a high price sometimes. I know, right? People are willing to throw away their money like that? Crazy, huh? Now I have to point out that a number of these art pieces were worth a lot because of their history, description, blah blah blah. But I don't care. They're still garbage and shouldn't be worth more than a nickel. So let's take a look at these simplicity art. Okay, here we have Blood Red Mirror by Gerhard Richter. Very bland, right? But it was apparently sold for $1.1 million. $1.1 million? Isn't that a bit too much? Next is Untitled or Stuff Build by Blinky Palermo. Hey! This one has 2 shades of colors instead of 1. That's some progress. Keep up the work and you might be able to paint a square. This one was sold for $1.7 million. There's really nothing else to say about this one. I mean, that's the problem with these types of art pieces. They don't leave much to the imagination. Next we have Blue Fool by Christopher Wool. This one was sold for $5 million. And all it says is fool in the color blue. Wow, how fitting. This art piece right here pretty much sums up the idiot who bought it. That awkward moment when the art piece becomes self-aware. Okay, last one. Hopefully this can't get any worse than it already is. So let's see. This one here is Anna's Light by Barney Newman. This one was sold for $105.7 million. You know what? I should just do what these guys are doing, because I'm missing something here. There's a hidden beauty to these things that I'm not seeing. Here it is, here it is. My masterpiece, Yellow Low. I can't believe this exists. Well, technically it doesn't exist, but because of that, that's the true beauty of it? I don't know, I'm not an idiot, so You know what's worse than making something bad? Not making anything at all. This reminds me of that news article that later turned out to be fake, and thank goodness for that. It was about how there was this female artist who made invisible art. Yeah, invisible art. It was literally nothing, and they even somehow displayed them in an art gallery for people to see. Whatever there is to see. You could look at your blank wall and pretty much get the same effect. Anyways, this story is bad enough already, but it gets especially infuriating when the artist apparently sold a number of her invisible art for millions of dollars. So what did the artist have to say about this?
Just because you can't see anything doesn't mean I didn't put hours of work into creating a particular piece.
Yeah, try using that excuse on your teacher.
Hey, there's nothing written on this essay. It's all blank. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean I didn't put a lot of effort into writing it.
But like I said earlier, this news article is fake, and thank goodness for that, because if it turned out to be real, my urge to kill would probably be severely high. So why do I bother mentioning it? Well, it's because it's quite similar to this next one, which turns out to be real. There's this performance artist by the name of Marina Abramovic, I think that's how you pronounce it, who had a performance piece back in 2014 titled 512 Hours. What was the exhibit about? Nothing. Yes, nothing. There was literally nothing to see. The main focus are the people who attended, and that's it. They just show up and they're just walking around and and somehow that creates like an amazing experience, even though there's nothing, and But that's not even the craziest part. She apparently made controversy for doing this, not because it was nothing, but because of plagiarism. Yes, plagiarism. There's this conceptual artist by the name of Mary Ellen Carroll who made the art of nothing first. She had an ongoing project about nothing that she's been working on since the 90s. I can't believe I'm saying this. How someone is getting accused of plagiarism over nothing. Literally. And what's this whole thing about Mary working on the Nothing project since the 90s? Since the 90s? Did it really take her that long to make nothing? Like, how does that work? I'm sorry, I need to go outside and comprehend all this for a while. I'll be right back.
Pour France, pourquoi s'acharner, tu recommences. Je ne suis qu'un être sans importance. Sans lui, je suis un peu paro. Je déambule seul dans le métro. Une dernière danse pour oublier ma peine immense. Je veux m'enfuir, que tout recommence. Oh, ma douce souffrance.
Okay, moment over. Back to reality. In conclusion, I hate everything. Well, it's not that. I'm just irritated by how stupid art has become. How there are people who has to see every single thing as a form of art, even if it's absolutely nothing. But even with that said, if you love making art, keep on making art. Sure, this stuff can get discouraging sometimes, but I don't think that should be a reason for you to quit doing something you love to do. Sometimes it takes time for something to get the praise and attention it deserves. You'll just have to wait and see. So thank you very much for attending today, and I hope to see you again. And remember, don't let dreams be dreams. Hi. Okay, let's see, where did I put that paintbrush? Man, it's gotta be around here somewhere. Man, jeez.